All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about Jared Goff in today's video because, folks, 9 years ago, around 9 years ago, he was drafted #1 overall from the University of California to the Los Angeles Rams. Now, that's where he's initially known, his tenure with the Los Angeles Rams, because he ultimately helped to lead that team to a Super Bowl appearance. Now, unfortunately, they lost. And after a couple of seasons, pretty much the year after they lost the Super Bowl, the narrative around Jared had completely changed. And he was then traded to the Detroit Lions in a blockbuster deal involving OG Detroit Lion QB1 veteran himself, Matthew Stafford.
John, the Rams had been working on this for a few days now, and the Detroit Lions really wanted to get this done and resolved.
Now, many saw this as a demotion, but Jared Goff saw it as an opportunity, and here's what he said in his introductory press conference. "I'm excited to be here. This is a new challenge, and I'm ready to lead this team where it belongs." Last year was an absolute roller coaster. It took them over half of the season to win their first game under Dan Campbell and Jared Goff. But ever since that moment, this Detroit Lions team has adopted, they have thrived, they are unbelievable under head coach Dan Campbell. And Jared Goff has shown a level of resiliency. He's shown a level of leadership that not many people expected. And in retrospect, it makes sense. This is the #1 draft pick out of the University of California. Cali, cool, calm, collective type of dude. This is exactly what he's built for. So let's look at the numbers. Because this season, Jared Goff has thrown for 4,629 yards, guys. He's 15-1 his last 16 games, 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He's thrown for 272 passing yards a game. And here's what's even crazier. And a lot of this, Ben Johnson, Jared Goff, all of his weapons, he's a completion percentage of 72.4%. Oh, and also the Detroit Lions have the best offensive line, or if you want to nitpick it, a top 3 offensive line in the NFL. So that certainly helps. But folks, before we get any further into today's video, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I've never made a video like this, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you want more, let me know down below. But it's not always about the numbers, right? Eye test, stat test. Jared Goff has become the face of this Detroit Lions culture change, along with Dan Campbell and everybody top to bottom, ownership all the way down to the final last players on the practice squad. This culture has completely changed. You remember that playoff game 1 year ago against the Los Angeles Rams? That was more than just a football game. That was a statement win. Hey, look. Hey, Matt, the tides have changed. I'm QB1. This is currently my city. He went 22 of 27 for a touchdown, and the Detroit Lions won 24-23. Now, that game did get a little bit close there. The Lions scored like 14 points in the first quarter, and then the offense kind of fizzled after that. But still, nonetheless, that was a Detroit Lion playoff win for the first time in way too long. And obviously, their season was unfortunately cut short after their Buck win, and they lost to San Francisco in the conference championship, but still, they're gearing up for a deep playoff run right now. And this Lions turnaround truly has been remarkable, and Jared Goff is right there at the center of it. Underestimated, proven his critics wrong. His story is leadership, but it's mainly about redemption. So what's next for Jared Goff and this Detroit Lions team? Well, the team culture is built. You got toughness, you got teamwork, resiliency, biting kneecaps. The sky's truly the limit. With or without Ben Johnson, with or without Aaron Glenn, it's still the foundation, it's still there. The sky is the limit. Jared Goff has found his home in Detroit, and together they're ready to make some noise beginning on Saturday against the Washington Commanders. So next up, I want to talk about this offense because it's unbelievable. Here are just some base statistics. They're #1 in scoring at 33.2 points per game. They're second in passing yards per game. They're 6th in total rushing yards at 146.4 rushing yards per game. They're 1st in touchdowns at 70. They're 2nd in yards per play at 6.2. They barely turn the ball over. They don't even average a turnover per game. Jared Goff only 12 interceptions on the season. Not even all of them are on his fault, as we know about quarterbacks, but that's a whole nother thing. One big thing's the run department. And big news, David Montgomery will be making his return to the Detroit Lions on Saturday against Washington, which is remarkable because it was thought when he got injured in, what was it, the Buffalo game, it was thought that's it. That's obviously it, right? David Montgomery's done. But it wasn't the end of the world, even though David Montgomery's had a really good season, 12 total rushing touchdowns, 185 attempts for 775 yards. That is a 4.2 yard per carry average. Mr. Jahmyr Gibbs, your first round pick 2 seasons ago, steps in and wreaks absolute havoc. He's ran for almost 400 yards in his last 3 games. He has 3 straight 100-yard games in those 3 that David Montgomery missed. And Jahmyr Gibbs, this is crazy. This is a running back, dude. 250 attempts, over 1,400 yards, and 16 rushing touchdowns for Mr. Jahmyr Gibbs. He's averaging 5.6 yards per carry on 250 attempts. 5.6 yards per carry. This isn't like college and you're running the football. It's not like Jahmyr Gibbs is running the football like 4 times a game, and these statistics are just crazy because he's garbage time, kind of a hidden secret back of pocket weapon. I couldn't think of that. It's not like he's this underground name that nobody knows. No, he's ran 250 times and he's averaging 5.6 yards per carry. Offensive line, huge reason. Ben Johnson, huge reason. But the receiving department is also a big reason why this Detroit Lions offense looks literally unstoppable. We all know Amon-Ra St. Brown on this season, 115 catches for over 1,250 yards. He also had 12 receiving touchdowns. But the big difference this year has been Jameson Williams, who's had 58 catches for 1,001 yard, along with 7 touchdowns. Jameson Williams on the season averaging over 17 yards per catch. Truly insane. This is why you also drafted him in the first round a couple of seasons ago. Don't want to forget about Jahmyr Gibbs catching the football. He had 52 catches for 517 yards. I mean, this guy's a superstar stud. It's unbelievable. Sam Laporta also had a phenomenal second half, and he finishes his sophomore campaign with 60 catches for 726 yards and 7 total touchdowns. And also, I got to show some love to Mr. Tim Patrick. True redemption, resilient story. He fits the culture. He fits the grit. He just fits the Detroit Lions blueprint so perfectly. I literally remember being in North Carolina on a family vacation when you guys signed Tim Patrick, and I made a big deal out of it. And it ended up being a really big deal. 33 catches, 394 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaging 12 yards per catch from Mr. Tim Patrick. Crazy redemption story. So, folks, I know all this Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn circus, all this drama, all these rumors, all these reports. I know it's getting old, but don't worry, you don't have to wait too long. Or maybe that's still going to continue, because hopefully on Saturday night, live from Rockefeller Plaza, just kidding, Ford Field, the Detroit Lions beat the Washington Commanders and advance into the conference championship. Folks, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content and also pretty much daily Lions content. Let me know your thoughts on this style of video, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.